Hello everyone, welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce and welcome to SST Edupedia. I am Assistant Professor Manmeet Kaur, will be teaching you the subject of risk management, and in today's session we are going to cover module number 2, which is risk avoidance and enterprise risk management. This subject and module is concerned for TYBMS semester 6. The content that we are going to cover today is derivatives, in that the contracts such as forward contract, future contract, optional or swap contracts, risk management versus risk, enterprise management, ERM and SWOT analysis. So what is derivative? Derivative is a contract which is decided on beforehand. All the decisions, the main mortgage asset or the values are decided in this contract beforehand. A derivative is a contract between two or more parties whose value is based on agreed upon underlying financial asset. The financial asset can be any kind of security such as bonds, commodities, foreign currencies, interest rates and stocks. Future contract, forward contract, optional and swap are usually used under derivatives. Derivatives can be used to either mitigate risk, that is to some or the other kind of balancing the risk that we are suffering, which is also known as hedging, or assume the risk with expectation of compensate reward, means we try to speculate in future what kind of benefit we can earn from this kind of contract. So in derivative, the first contract we are going to learn about is forward contract. It is a customized contract between two parties to buy or sell an asset at a specific price on future date. The future date here is decided again on predetermined basis, and all the details regarding the contract is decided beforehand. A forward contract can be used for hedging or speculation. We try to predict the future benefits or the future circumstances in this kind of contract. Future or forward contract can be tailored to a specific commodity. Tailor means we can customize it according to our preferences or according to our choices, where we want to put our money into. Forward contract do not trade on centralized exchange. They are done over the counter, or those instruments are used. For example, forward contract can help producers and users of agricultural products hedge against change in price. So here we are trying to make a hedging deal. We are trying to make a speculation. Financial institutions that initiate forward contract, who make initiative on these kind of contracts, are exposed to greater degree of settlement, and with that default we have risk also which we have to suffer. Means maybe in future we will get determined benefit or return or not, how particular commodity will behave in future circumstances, etc. A forward contract is easiest form of derivative. Here two parties agree on future date transactions. Pricing assumptions are made, there is no transaction cost, no restrictions, same tax rates are charged because this is mostly in the same territory or country. The closing position in this contract, in contrast, in against the future trade or the future contract where the buyer sells or purchases opposite transaction, what happens here? We predeterminedly decide everything. The settlement is done in two ways, either in cash or in physical delivery. For example, we surrender our share certificate or we surrender the asset, financial asset that we have bought or agreed on the transaction. The purpose here is used to hedge or mitigate. As I said, we try to minimize the risk as much as possible. Next concept we have is future contract. A future contract is a legal settlement to buy or sell a particular commodity, asset or a security of our choice at predetermined price at future date, specific time and date in the future. As the future contract, you can predict from the name also. The buyer of the future contract is taking on obligation. This is, the parties here are bound to perform, they have the mandatory obligation to perform the future promises. They have made certain commitments which they have to perform. When the future contract expires, then the time on which they have decided that arrives. The seller of the future contract is taking on an obligation. As I again mentioned, that future contract gives you the mandatory compulsion that future में ये सब चीजें according to the contract and agreement needs to be performed. So it can be done in currency futures, index, commodities or in stock. So financial assets or the regular assets are included here. It's a legal agreement that allows both the parties to do their transaction on underlying assets on some date and time for the particular value in future time. Features, it is different from another contracts that we will see. Investors deposit the margin money, the trade money, standardized contracts are there. Role of clearing houses, when the clearing of the contract or the maturity of the contract arises, then facilitate payment between buyer and seller, so the contract is settled. Disadvantages here is huge losses. There is possibility of huge losses. The parties can suffer major loss due to uncertainties. Comparatively harder to understand. The stock market is comparatively smooth, but future contract we are not able to predict, or we are not able to 100% trust the party. Advantages, it is more volatile, opportunities are there, big investments can be done, and it can charge, the trading charges are comparatively less. Hedgers and speculators who have versatile and well-versed knowledge about the market can freely and they can predict the future contracts and the circumstances that can arise in future. Let's see the comparison between forward contract and future contract. Forward contract is an agreement entered into by two parties to trade assets in future at agreed upon rate. On the other hand, the future contract, it agrees to sell the fixed asset at fixed price at fixed time. So starting to end, whole tenure at future contract is fixed. Form, it is a unique contract, but on the other hand, future contract is a standardized contract. The settlement happens upon the maturity when we are talking about future forward contract, but in future contract, when the obligations are completed, when the parties are having sufficient balances or cash, they can do their, they can overdue their commitments, they can pay their commitments and settle the agreement. Regulations, it is self-regulated, but on the other hand, the future contract is regulated by the stock exchange. Trading in forward contract is done over the counter, and on the other hand, future contracts are done by, it is organized and regulated, as I mentioned, by stock exchange. Option contract is an agreement between two parties to facilitate a potential transaction. Here party or parties have the option whether to take the or to accept the contract or to not. So here we can say that it is a potential transaction that may or may not occur in reality. The transaction on underlying security at preset price referred to as a strike price, which is again the expiration date and the specific rates that have been decided on future basis. Call options can be purchased as an average leveraged bet on appreciation of the asset. As the appreciation of asset happens, we get the return and we are more interested to invest in the same commodity. Buying an option offers the right put not to obligation. Here the obligation is not given. For stock options, a single contract over 100 share of a underlying stock that can be considered in option contract. We have two kind of options over here, call and put under option contract. Buy calls gives you the right to buy the shares at the future date at predetermined price. On the other hand, buy put gives you the right to sell the asset or the financial asset. On the other hand, sale call is obligation to sell, and on the other hand, sale put is to purchase. So it goes opposite ways indirectly. Next we have swap contract. Here it is a type of derivative contract which two parties says that the cash flows or the liabilities from the two different financial instruments are involved. Most swap involve cash flow based on the notional principal amount which we have agreed upon to invest or to put up into the contract, such as loan or bond. Although the instrument can be almost anything, it can be financial assets or it can be other stock assets. Usually the principal does not change hands. Here the principal or the main party doesn't get involved, only the cash flow happens between the parties. Interest rate swap is one kind of swap contract where the parties exchange cash flow on the base of principal amount. For example, the interest rates are different in the zones, so we will consider the hedge or to speculate the interest rate. In currency swap, the parties exchange interest and principal payments on debt dominated countries different currencies. Unlike an interest rate swap, the principal here is not on the notional amount. The notional amount is not involved over here. Next concept we have is traditional risk management and enterprise risk management. By the time we start changing our methods to handle our business, to manage the strategies that we have to deal with the uncertainties in business or the transactions. So traditionally it was department wise, but as we moved to the modern type, we are more into holistic approach where we change according to the situation. We move to segmented or to departmental or to a standardized centralized approach. Each department business units deals with its own risk, whereas in enterprise risk management the whole risk is put up into one person's, or it is taken at one place to be managed or to bring strategies at one board of directors. They, as being the top management level, they make the decisions. The little or no knowledge, overall organizational risk is affected, whereas the broad perspective in enterprise risk management helps. Focus is on preventing the loss, whereas focus in risk enterprises is on lowering or to minimize as much as possible, because risk in transactions or in business cannot be avoided. We can't have this notion in the mind that risk kabhi nahi aayega ya hamesha profit hoga. So risk is there. We have to make sure that we don't have to dodge or avoid the risk. On the other hand, we should be able to make such kind of provisions in which we are able to minimize the impact of risk. Managers uncertainty around physical and financial assets, and here on enterprise risk management, it includes intangible assets also, like customers, employees, their uncertainties are also covered. We are having the solution, we are preparing the strategies in such a way that everything, all kind of risk are covered. Next up we have enterprise risk management, ERM, is methodology that looks at risk management strategically from the perspective of entire firm. So the firm as whole, consisting of many stages, many departments, but we are able to manage and tackle and plan in such a way that we are in enterprise risk management, are observing, examining all kind of risk and are able to tackle everything. Means we have planned for other uncircumstances also. It is a top-down strategy from top management to lower management. The whole strategy, the whole aspects of an organization is covered to identify, assess and prepare for the potential loss that may occur. As I again said that all the risks are covered, are tried to predict and the particular provision is allowed for it. Process is identifying the risk, evaluate the risk, how much impact that risk can occur on our particular segment or on whole business. Risk response, the response of the risk when we enter that phase. For example, customers have stopped demanding or their preference taste has changed. So how our product is managing or tackling in the situation, whether we as a marketing or advertising department, we have changed our strategies to overcome, to attract the consumers, to bring their loyalty back, what kind of response both of us are having, risk monitoring and keep on following up to it to make sure that the particular process is completed with not suffering a lot, which means our suffering should be minimized. Next we have SWOT analysis. Here strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats analyzed is done so that we analyze the company's future prospects, whether which company or which segment is trying to threaten our particular product or our marketing is lacking somewhere. We as an organization, what strengths we have right now, where we are powerful, where we can give toughest competition to our rivalries. This is SWOT analysis. So with risk management and risk analysis, SWOT analysis is also important to make sure that we are ready with our own backups, identifying the core strength, keep working on it, identify where we are weak and we keep hard working on it, opportunities to not miss the opportunities and where we are threatened, so we try to work on those situations. Strengths are the characteristics of the business which gives advantages over its competitors. We can say that my strength is the strongest point and no one can beat me into it. On the other hand, weakness of a business can be a disadvantages for business itself and an advantage to the competitor. Opportunities are the elements in the company's external environment, whether we are able to understand the opportunity, whether we are able to grab the opportunity, or we are not able to predict the potential profits that opportunity can give. So we forgone or we let go that opportunity which can make our company suffer. So opportunity is one kind of external element that affects our organization and put us into a risk. Threats, these are the again external environment that could endanger the integrity and profitability of the business. For example, suddenly very close substitute competitor of our product has made a lot of advertising and their demand has increased, which has made our demand to be smaller than the other one. Our customers are going to their customers or demanding their product. So that is a threat. So internal and external factors here to our business can affect. With risk management, we should make sure that our SWOT analysis is also on point so that we can work to the betterment of the organization. We can as soon as possible earn or achieve the objective that we have set. Thank you.